Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Wear Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
For 75 years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Bloomington. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with health pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors in Wahpeton, our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town.
Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to stray away center field.
We're watching the man behind the curtain, and he's pushing buttons back there, Jeff. I don't know if he's going to be all right or not. But, we're back.
Maybe it's because I have my glasses on. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, welcome everybody to a brand new year, 2025, and welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joe Schreiner, he's Brian Watson, and welcome to those of you watching on Red River Communications, cable channel 28. We are the Giants Sports Coaches Show, and we
see you can't even get it right.
It's been a few weeks. The Giants Coaches Show, and we're presented to you by Red River Communications and cable channel 28. Is that better?
That's pretty good.
All right,
I don't know what's going on. You know what? Here, I think it's because that dude's here. I do. There's a lot going on right now.
He always blames you.
I know. I didn't even turn the music down, so I don't even know what that's going to sound like. Who knows? I mean, my week has not been good, so whatever.
Okay.
We already know.
We're not going to get into that.
We are not going to get into that.
All right.
So,
well, welcome again, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. The man behind the curtain is Brian Watson. And right now we're joined by the Black Cloud, as Brian calls him.
I mean, that's a good name for him, I think.
Jeff Ralph. Jeff Ralph is the head coach of the boys Huskies basketball squad.
I mean, not like it started real well, but I think that once he got in here, it just really went downhill after that.
Yeah, he got in here nice and early so you could be ready.
Because it was working, and then he came in, and we had an echo. I don't even, like, it was right when he walked in. Like he got some kind of like weird static or something that comes
Maybe
with
that's
it.
what it is. Huh?
My electric personality.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
okay.
is.
All right.
Well, welcome, Jeff, and Happy New Year.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
All right. Well, you've had somewhat of a busy year already here. You're already standing at 3 wins and 2 losses. You've had a couple games since the Christmas holiday, since we last met. You played a game against Hillsborough Central Valley. You went up to Hillsborough Central Valley, and the boys had a good day up there, the way it looks.
We really did on New Year's Eve day. I mean, we really pressured and rebounded pretty well, shot the ball really well, and really limited what they could do. Caused a lot of turnovers, which is kind of what we would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I really thought we executed defensively and offensively pretty well. And I think a hard place to play. Hillsborough, you know, they maybe end up 4th or 5th in Region 2, but I tell you what, if you want to find a squad that's going to play hard, that crew plays hard. They have some trouble scoring, but they play hard. They rebound. If they got to go through you to get a ball, they will. I mean, they're a hard-nosed crew, and you know, probably right now they're just a little inexperienced at their guards, but. You know, I think it's a group that's probably going to be pretty good once they get going. But good win, good road win for us. I thought, you know, Trey played really well up there, shot the ball really well, was a player of the game in that game up there. And but we had contributions from a lot of guys. We had a big game from Jack up there. You know, as a freshman, came in and really played well up there. And I think having those 3 guys, Trey and Jack and Braden, that can go to the hoop, really create some problems for some teams. So we're still getting there. I mean, these last couple of games have been rough for us how we've handled things, but I still think it's pretty early, and we're still trying to kind of figure out our roles. You know, we got some guys that now with Jack in the lineup, that kind of changes how we approach things with maybe with our bigs and who we put on the floor. So it's a little bit of a work in progress yet, but I think we're getting there. We're kind of figuring out everybody's role and what everybody needs to do.
And you traveled out to Lisbon on January 3rd, I think that's Friday, last Friday.
Yeah.
And traveled out to Lisbon after the New Year and the holiday break. You're back in school. The boys are back in school, and traveled out to Lisbon, and it was a close one out there in Lisbon. It was a 3-point win for the Huskies, so it was a good region win for the boys.
Yeah, you know, we started off the region with, you know, 1-0 in Region 1, which is big. I mean, those are the games we got to win. I thought we really played well in the first half. Second quarter, you know, we put up 27 points in the second quarter.
Wow.
and opened up a 39 to 31 lead, and I thought we're really in control of the ball game there. In the third quarter, kind of back and forth, but we were up 11 at the end of 3, and we really felt good. Felt like we'd done everything we needed to do in that game, and then we just didn't score in the fourth quarter. Ended up getting outscored 15-7, but thankfully we made some plays at the end. Bjorn made some big free throws at the end. Made a big free throw to put us up 3, and then then we just managed to hang on. They threw it down the floor too far and couldn't shoot a 3, and the game was over. So really good contributions we had. Bjorn with 19, his breakout game this year. He was 6-6 from 2 and made 2 of 6 threes. And then Jack again with 15 and 5 boards. The kid can get to the rim and score, and his 3-point shooting has been kind of streaky, but I tell you what, again, having that when maybe Braden was a little off that night in Lisbon, I really thought, Jack is a guy that really made some big plays for us. And then we also had Alex Cummings kind of in his first prolonged minutes, played about 7 minutes in the second
for him.
quarter, and really had I think just a solid job in that quarter when we did score 27 points. I think he made 2 free throws, didn't get a bucket, but I really thought he was solid in the game. And prior in the day, got a steal at the top of the key in the JV game, went down and two-hand slammed her.
Oh, did he?
Pretty cool for a kid to do that in a game. And
yeah.
We're kind of thinking maybe that'll be a springboard for him now to get some more minutes. And it's been hit and miss for him as far as varsity minutes, but I think we had good contributions from him. Landon came off the bench and played. Carter Hawkard off the bench and played. And I think good solid contributions. We need more from those guys off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
But I think good solid contributions from everybody all the way around.
And then, so it was a nice win there that you had to open up the region play, like you said, and now you got another region game here last night against Central Cass, and it was a tough loss. I was over in Breckenridge doing the boys' game over there, but I did catch the final few minutes of your game last night, and a tough loss for the boys, and it could have went either way there at the end, the way it sounded.
Yeah, I really thought once we got the lead in the fourth quarter that we would hold it, and then. I think a few times we just went too quick. We were so anxious to make something happen, and usually when we've done that, in the first couple 3 games, it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in these last 2 games, it's been like we've gone too fast, and it's resulted in points for the other team. So I think we need to settle in a little better, trust our teammates a little better, and not think that when I have the ball, I got to go do something. I think we've had a lot of that late in that game. In the fourth quarter, we had several possessions where we just didn't get what we wanted out of the possession, whether it was when we took the 2-point lead or we were down 1 or whatever. And even in that game, all the things we did, and I texted you last night and said, I wish we had ran out of bullets sooner.
Yeah, go ahead and say that again because I was talking on you.
Wish we'd have ran out of bullets sooner because we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot, and we did all night long. They'd get a bucket, we go out of bounds and throw it right to them, and they score, and we call a set play, and we throw it right to them, and they go score, and it was just kind of like that all night, where we just didn't have that ultra focus, and down the stretch in the final couple minutes, we just didn't execute, and then that last 3.2 seconds, I just don't. I mean, coming out of a timeout and talking about we have a foul to give, and let's make sure we burn a little clock. They only got 3 seconds, and
it was tied.
We just didn't. I don't know if we knew the exact situation, which how can't you?
Yeah.
But the decisions we made just weren't with what we wanted to have happen. We were playing to get to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got them in a situation where there's 3.2 left. Let's get to overtime, and then we have a chance to win the ball game. And we just didn't make the right decision at the right time. And I think again we saw Bjorn go to the free throw line, made 2 big free throws to tie it. We saw some good play from Jack again. Jack led us 17 points. He was 8 for 12 from the field. I mean, just a solid workmanlike night with 6 boards, 2 assists. The kid can play ball, and he's just kind of got that knack. And then we had 3 other guys in double figures. So we have 4 guys in double figures. You out rebound them. You have more assists. We have more points per possession. Every statistical category except for free throws, we won, and then of course the final score. So we had Braden had 11 points. Landon came off the bench and hit 3 threes and got a bucket underneath for 11 points. And then we had Bjorn with 10. So we had good balanced scoring, but we just didn't finish off the game. And it for whatever reason, I mean, you got to win the points at the end.
Yep.
And it was just one of those games where just some of those little things that we just didn't do correctly really cost us in the end.
How was the Runk kid at the end? Did you hear anything or talk to him at all after the game?
I mean, he went down for a while. Yeah, he was down for a while, bumped his head when we fouled him. But No, I think he'll be okay.
He's going to be okay.
Matt talked to the trainer, talked to Chantel after, and they seem to think he'd get checked out by their trainer, but he'd be okay. So, yeah, it was a tough play. I mean, Bjorn, I think Jackson actually blocked the shot, but Bjorn, got out of position, then was scrambling to stop him from scoring, and then ended up grabbing him, and then he ended up hitting the floor pretty hard. So. We don't want that to happen, and we certainly don't want an intentional foul there either, because now they're going to get the ball back. So
and they get the ball
it was just there was a lot of things happen in 3.2 seconds, and not one of them went our way. So, but hopefully a good learning experience for us, because we those aren't mistakes we should be making right now.
And before we get on to the Kindred game, I want to ask B-Dub. I know you called the game last night with Noel. Brian, do you have any questions or thoughts there on the game that you want to talk to Coach about? Before
no, I mean he kind of mentioned it. I thought that they just got sped up, at the wrong time, and just did kind of tried to hurry, and I need to get a bucket here, because there were times where you get a turnover and then turn it over right away. Yep. I mean, there were like 3 possessions that were like that. I think you started the third quarter like that, where it just kind of went back and forth, and it did. It just felt like. WAP was just trying to go too fast and just a little bit out of sync, and you just needed one really solid possession down the stretch there. You got it tied, got the lead there, and then they end up knocking down a big 3. I mean, that's kind of the way that it goes. I mean,
we're tied, and we get the ball, and we stumble, fumble, and fall down, and now it's their ball, and they hit a 3.
Yeah, and that was one where you don't need to be in a hurry. It just felt like they were trying to, okay, we need another one right now. No, you needed to go long in that possession, make them play a little bit of defense, and then maybe you get something that's a backbreaker for them. They're on the road. You get one more bucket there, and then they're like, oh, here we go. But no, I mean, to their credit, they did a good job with the young kids that they had. I was kind of impressed, just having the one senior, and then those young kids just playing and making shots and making plays. I wouldn't want to play that team. Come late in the season, you're in the region tournament. That's not a team that I want to play, because they really get after it.
Yeah, and they didn't shoot it particularly well from the perimeter. And the Lorenz kid is a great shooter. Zemer makes shots. That number 3. Keegan Peterson.
Yeah, he hit the shot at the end.
He hit the big 3 at the end, and I mean, we had opportunities to win the game. And if you look at that final 3.2, there's a lot of things we could have done differently, but we probably had 8 giveaways or 10 giveaways during the game where we don't do those, and we're fine in that game. So.
That and free throws. I mean, we talk about free throws all the time, but you got to make those.
But I think, to our credit, I don't think we made. I don't think our errors were so much where we weren't doing something. It was like you said, we were just trying to do everything.
Yeah,
and
that's what it was. Yeah. They weren't they weren't mindless errors. Like that, you were trying to do something. It was just a little bit out of sorts. I mean, when you just really could have a little bit of patience and attack and make them play defense a little bit longer. See what
especially
you
get. down the stretch.
Yep.
I mean, we tried to play fast. For the most part, we're trying to play fast. But get under 2 minutes and it's a tight game, we got to make sure we get something every time.
Time and score.
And you talk about that, playing fast. And tomorrow night's going to be a tough test for you here with Kindred coming into town. And they like to play fast. And I think they're up there at the top of the rankings in the state again, at number 1, of course, and deservedly so. But you got Kindred coming to town.
Yeah, we. For as disappointed as maybe we all were in the locker room after the game, I mean, when you walk out, it's over. We gotta regroup, and I mean, we have good scout on them. I feel like it was a long night last night with some stuff, but I mean, we're ready. We have a good scout. We know what we want to do with them. We have to control the paint, and that's really hard when one of their guards is 6'9". I mean, they're big, and OC 6'9", Peraza 6'5", Baco 6'5", and Starcevic. I mean, he's just a load at 6'2", and when you look at the shot chart of all their games, they're scoring everything in the paint, and then OC hits a 3 from 35 feet, and now you got to pick your poison. Well, we got to stop the paint tomorrow. And that's going to be huge for us if we can rebound. They don't throw it at the basket, but sometimes it seems like they just throw it at the basket and then they go get the rebound and put it in. And when they take a bad shot and then they still score, those are killers for you. And that's tomorrow's a huge thing for us, is to be able to control the paint and rebound, keep them out of there, and make sure that, you know, we're getting the right guys to shoot the basketball at the wrong time. And I feel really good about it. I think the boys tonight, when we went through our game plan, what we want to have happen in the game, I think we're really encouraged by what, you know, we were talking about. I think there was a little hangover from the disappointment last night.
Probably.
You know, but it was like, we got to go now. That's over. So I think once we got through that and got through the game plan, I feel like, you know, we're going to have some things go right, definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get some of those easy buckets that maybe we didn't get last night. But I feel pretty good about it. We shoot it really well, and that can be big in a game like that, where they're maybe spread out a little bit, gambling a little bit, and we can get some open threes to go down. You know, I think we can give them a run. They're good. I mean, we're going to have to play really well, and we're going to have to really take care of the basketball. But I feel really good about the game.
See if you can just hang around long enough and see what happens at the end.
Central Cass did that last night.
If you're there in their back pocket, and you never know.
Yep.
So,
all right. Coach Jeff Ralph, head coach of the Huskies boys basketball squad, and thanks for coming in, and Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Happy New Year.
Talk
We'll
about
be
a
back.
couple more wins.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right. We're going to give you a Caribou coffee from the Southern Valley truck stop out there, and stop see Emily and the girls out there, and they'll get you a coffee.
Awesome.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Jeff Ralph. And next up, we're going to have Bogey. Tony Bogenreed's going to come in here and talk some Cowgirl basketball right after this.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley, and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
Minn Kota Ag Products has helped farmers with all their agricultural needs as the farming industry has expanded. They provide farmers with all their chemical, fertilizer, seed, grain, and elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. Proud to be a partner in your operation since 1941. Download the MKAP Grower 360 app from your app store today to see current market prices, your tickets, and any essential information for your operation. Thanks for all your hard work.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
No matter what.
Now can I go?
You know what the rules are.
No, I forgot.
The rules are when you don't hear the music anymore, then you can talk.
Then I go. You remember that?
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's mentioned that.
No?
I haven't.
Okay, thanks.
I haven't.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Red River Communications.
I just got to say something.
Go ahead.
So Ralph is complaining about being late and being behind, and then he spends 10 minutes talking to Bogey, won't even get out of the shot. I mean, just...
He wants his airtime.
It's like it's his own show.
And then he's mad because his picture's not on the wall.
I know. Like, his picture's not on the wall. He's complaining about that. I'm like, you got your own show here, basically, because all the time that you take.
It's his own half-hour show.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else
right.
gets 15 minutes if they're lucky.
Right, if they're lucky. Then we got to rush through.
Yeah, we got to rush through to catch up.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I know. Anyway, I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Got to give a quick shout out to Sir James Watson. He was watching us the other night, by the way.
Speaking of having your own show, my dad's, he's not even in North Dakota. He's got his own show. He's on every week. We talk about him.
Got to mention his name.
That's right. So he's always watching. So
yep, he is. So we appreciate him watching down in Peoria. Hopefully a little warmer down there for him.
Hopefully. He's got his heat on, I can tell you that. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. It could be 80 and he can have his heat on.
All right.
Crazy.
Well, we're now joined by head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad, Tony Bogenreith. Bogey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you coming in and talking some Cowgirl basketball. And before we get started on the big win last night, let's go back a little bit here and we'll talk. I think you were about 5-3 going into Christmas break. Come out of Christmas break. You had a couple of games during Christmas break, actually. You had a Friday, Monday, back-to-back almost, if you will. And on Friday, the 27th, you took on Wheaton Herman Norcross and came away with a nice victory in Section 6A there, 79-52. So, good win for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good win in the section, and they're just a team that you don't know. They could go off shooting it. They have some kids that can really shoot it from outside, and we were worried about that. We were able to contain them for the most part, and we're able to kind of come away convincingly. We got a big lead in the first half and kind of hung on in the second half. So.
Yeah, nice win for the Cowgirls there in Section 6A basketball, of course, 6A South more specifically, if you will. But then you had another 6A opponent come in. They're out of the north in Rosse, and they came in on Monday. You had a doubleheader with the boys. We'll talk to Jordan about that a little later here this evening. But you had a game against Rosse, and that was a little closer game than I thought it would be, but it was a 60-48 win for the Cowgirls. So another nice win.
Yeah, it was. And you talked about it, kind of a back-to-back. We have that Friday, we have Saturday to prepare, and then you have Sunday where we can't practice.
Right.
And so we brought them in on Monday morning, went through some things, so we were able to cover some stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of a Monday-type game. We didn't come out, and they hung around, and they're a good team too. They have some kids that can really shoot it and score it well. We were able to contain them to, I should probably look, make sure, 15-14. So that's, if we can keep them under 20, we were happy, and we were able to do that. So the girls did a nice job defensively on them.
Yeah, it was a good game for the Cowgirls there, too. And then I know we talked to you in the post-game show that Friday, and you said, we're going to practice on Saturday, and then we'll come back on Monday and hit the game. But, again, another nice win over the Christmas break for the Cowgirls. Then a big game that you prepared for. You had a week off, or a week off from games, let's say. And then a big game last night. You traveled down to West Central and took on West Central last night in a big Section 6A South game. I think there was a lot of people that probably had that one circled on their calendar.
Yeah, and it's one that I think both teams probably had circled. Just going back to the end of last year, it was a tight game, and it was it was a physical game, and both teams, I don't know that there's a lot of love lost there. But our girls came out, and our defense in the second half and our shooting in the second half came on. Otherwise, it was a 5-point game. We were even down 7 points in the second half.
Yeah, I was broadcasting the Cowboys game last night with Chad, and between him and Yards, they were keeping an eye on the Cowgirls game for us. So we were giving reports constantly during the boys' games. And I know you were behind there for a while. So what did you talk to the girls about at halftime to get things turned around? What did you change around? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, we did. We switched up our press, and we went with another press, and we've watched their games. We've scouted them live and seen that they struggle against a 1-2-2, and we went to that in the second half, and it turned out to be true, and we were able to get some turnovers, and girls were flying around and jumping passes and got some steals, but then just slowed them down in general. And then by the time they get across half court, they're late in the shot clock and had to force up a few shots. And our luck, they missed a bunch of them, so we were able to get rebounds for one thing. We did a really good job of boxing out. We've been harping on that. You've watched our games, and a lot of times we're struggling. We're letting a lot of second chance points, and last night we did a really good job of rebounding.
So between Aaron and Mariah, then things were kind of settled down in the paint for the Cowgirls?
They were, and they not only rebounding, but they just affected a lot of shots.
Okay.
We talked about just staying straight up on them and making them score over us and forcing them left, and they all did that. They did the game plan to a T, and we were happy with the way our post played. Not a ton of points, but we'll take the defensive effort too.
Right, and I also understand, and again, this was from Chad or Yards talking about it, that Parker hit a big three toward the end of the game there to kind of seal it up for the Cowgirls, if you will.
Yeah, she hit a big three, and it's funny that you say that because we were up, and then we talked about we got to take time off the clock. You hear Coach Watson say that all the time, but we got to take time off the clock, and we haven't been very good at doing that. And then one of the first possessions comes out, Jonica's at the top of the key. They don't come out and guard her, and she launches it, and it's like, all right. She hits it, of course. And then yes shot. And then Sydney, about 2 possessions later, gets it swung to her early in the possession and shoots it and goes in again. So things were falling and in the right way for us that night. And but Jonica hit 5 threes coming back to
at West Central.
Yep, she hit 5 threes.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. Sydney had 4 charges taken.
I saw that on Facebook today.
And then almost had a 5th one that could have been called too. So she was stepping up in the help side defense and taking away, because I don't know if you know, they're big players, they're post players that do a lot of driving and getting to the rim, and she was able to step in front of a few of them and take the charge. So.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that I think her mom put something on Facebook that said took 4 charges, and I think she matched her older brother is what she said. So,
okay.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Again, you got anybody else there you want to talk about that had a good night there?
Overall, defensively, especially the second half, I thought we all got a lot of hands on the deflections, and scoring was Jonica had 19, Parker had 12, and then it was Sydney with 9, Ava with 7, Piper with 5, Mariah hit a shot, and then a free throw as well. So kind of got scoring across the board.
And one of the things that I've noticed too, watching the girls' games, the Cowgirls games, you get scoring from just about everybody differently. I mean, the other night it was Piper. Piper had a good night for the Cowgirls, and then next time it's John, and next time it's Parker, and Aaron and Mariah do their share down low. Sid might have a great game. I mean, it just kind of everybody. Okay, if you can't do it, I'll do it.
Right.
You know, so it's such a good team play that way, I think.
And that's the thing that we talk about in practice too. It's nice because we have that, so teams can't necessarily take away one player specifically, but the way that they trust each other and hit their players with the extra pass, we call it all the time. We're looking for that extra pass, and it's a lot easier to shoot with confidence when they're flying out on somebody else because you're the next one, and our girls are doing a good job of that. And last night we looked ahead in transition a lot more than we have been too, so we were able to get some buckets that way.
Okay. All right, so now we're out of the Section 6A for the next, I think, 3 games here that I've got down, maybe even 4 after that, but I only got 3 the next ones. You got Staples Motley coming up, Perham, and DGF. You got some Heart of Lakes coming up, some conference games coming up. Of course, your home on Friday, we'll have that here on Three Borders Sports Network. Then you travel to Perham and DGF. So some tougher stiffer competition, if you will, coming up with the AA schools, and the girls going to be ready.
I think so, and I just actually talked to Coach Austin Imdeck right after practice tonight and talked to him about our schedule, about how we have all our conference opponents, and then we have Underwood and Hillcrest and Park Christian. So our schedule is going to get real tough here, and talked about it in practice today about we just got to roll with the punches. If something happens, we just got to be ready for next play, next day, whatever it is. So it's not going to get easy, but I know that the girls will be ready for it.
And you probably don't want to talk about it, but I did see that the QRF ranking is out, and the Cowgirls now are ranked 6th, so that's pretty good. So congratulations on that. And I know you probably don't want to expound on that, but that's pretty cool.
Well, the QRF, I don't really know how to explain it. So
who does?
We've jumped from 8th to then we win a game and we drop down. So it's hard to say, but it is nice to see that recognition that our schedule's difficult and we've won some big games so far.
Yep, huge. And the Heart of Lakes part of it, you're still in that a little bit there. Pelican Rapids standing at 6-1, and you guys are at 4-2, so you're not that far out of Heart of Lakes championship either. So get some more wins on there, and things will look good in the Heart of Lakes.
Yeah, talking about Pelican, they've just been a machine since we played them. We snuck one early from them, and but I think that standings will probably jump around quite a bit in the HOL. There'll be teams that, especially the 2, 3, 4 area, will kind of hop around. But talking about QRF, that's part of the reason why our QRF is so good, is because our conference is so good, it's so strong, and those teams win a lot of games outside of the conference.
B-Dub, you want to pick Bogey's brain before we let him go?
I mean, you kind of brought it up. He's got a good problem to have where he gets scoring from a lot of girls in different ways. I mean, it's a nice deal when you've got girls that can drive, you got girls that can shoot 3-pointers, and I mean, and then you're getting defense as well. With you got girls picking up 4 charges in one game. I'll take that any night. So I don't know. You got the kind of machine rolling. So hopefully it keeps going for a while, and then late January, maybe a little bit slide off a little bit.
Blip in the machine there.
Just a little bit. I mean, just one day,
More specifically, January 18th. We'll talk about that more next week.
Yeah, I mean, around the 18th of January, if you want to, have a little lapse, they say.
Maybe the 19th.
The 18th would be better.
19th would be a Sunday, so I'd be okay with that if we have a lapse.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Might as well have it on a Saturday.
I don't know if we talked about it on the coaches show, but Jonica Bernatus gave you a nice little gift the other night when you were over calling the game with me. So.
I know it's in my truck.
Uh-oh.
I know. I told her I would put it in here. I gotta wait though.
It's not in.
Maybe we gotta wait.
Okay.
We gotta wait. Yeah.
So Jonica gave him a nice present.
I'll give her I'll give her her due. So we'll just have to wait a little bit.
All right, Tony, you got anything else you want to throw in?
I don't.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
We'll let you go, and we'll see you next week, hopefully, and talk about a couple more W's for the Cowgirls.
That sounds good.
All right, Tony Bogenreef, head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad. Next up, we've got Ryan Brandt sitting in the wings. We're going to talk some BW Storm wrestling here coming up next.
A farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Is your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at HornsteinFamilyChiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at WahpetonDeliandEatery.com or call 642-3639.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
Okay, I didn't hear much music, but I think the music's over.
You never heard the music?
No.
I got a lot going on over here, dude. It's
You do?
Just, yeah, it's, I don't know what's going on.
Well, we'll blame it on that.
I got rid of the echo.
Yep.
For the most part. There's a couple times where it'll jump back in because I have to push buttons, but I don't know. I'm blaming it all on Ralph.
Okay, we're going to do that.
My whole weekend and all that, I'm blaming it all on him.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and it's brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Thanks to those of you watching on Cable Channel 28, our own dedicated channel to everything we do, and we go live at least most events. Like last night, we could only do one event, obviously, on Channel 28, and that was the Wahpeton and Central Cass game, but we couldn't go live, obviously, with two games and one channel.
I hope that we can get to maybe two.
We'll figure it out.
3 would be greedy. 3 would be nice because it's 3 borders,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying 2 would be nice. 2 would be nice.
Oh, man.
I mean,
throwing a lot of work on this old guy.
No, I'm just saying if we could, technically, that
You have
doesn't
to
even
hire Ryan
involve
and
you.
Grace.
That doesn't involve you. Technically, if we could just do 2. Then we're okay.
We need another fancy box.
Exactly. That's what I mean. We'd have to figure something out. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk wrestling.
Okay, let's talk wrestling.
All right, so we're now joined by BW Storm wrestling coach, head coach Ryan Brandt. Ryan, welcome back again. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in and on a cool evening tonight. The wind is kind of chilly out there tonight.
Yeah,
but
yep, and it looks like it might snow tomorrow now. So.
yeah, so that could be the next thing, and hopefully that doesn't throw a wrench into things. I know you've got a wrestling match tomorrow night too as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but so hopefully that doesn't throw a wrench into everything. We got a doubleheader basketball game tomorrow night here in Wahpeton too. So a lot of things going on tomorrow, but hopefully, the weather doesn't do it. So since our Christmas break, I think you guys had a tournament up in Valley City. We weren't able to talk to you about that. So the boys were up in Valley City, and did you take some girls along too?
The girls wrestled Friday night up there.
They were Friday night.
They wrestled Friday, and we wrestled Saturday.
Okay. So how did that go?
They did pretty well up there. Aubrey Boson ended up placing second in her
Good for
division,
her.
and Claire Lathrop ended up getting fifth, I believe. Bella Dahl, I believe, placed fourth for the girls. Grace Kozowski placed seventh, I believe, up there. So yeah, I mean, they're improving a lot from where they started the year. Even the girls that we had last year are improving quite a bit. You know, Trayton and Madison, who are the two girl coaches, they're working really well with them.
Good.
So it's good to see some improvement and seeing more of his team start to make the podium and things like that throughout the year.
That's pretty cool. All right, so the boys went there as well?
Yep. We went there with the boys. Probably the best we wrestled up to that point all season, which is really nice because it's like right in the middle of our season, right before Christmas break. And you know, Valley City, we get to, there's some West teams that come like Bismarck and Williston and stuff like that. But it's usually a pretty hard tournament. So usually it's a pretty good kind of measuring stick for us of where we're at Christmas time. And going up there, you know, we had Knox Bolte, who ended up taking fourth for us as a 7th grader, beating some kids who were ranked in the state up there. Tyler Burchell took 5th. Xander Jensen took 7th for us. Riley Kappas took 6th. David Erlinson ended up winning his bracket. He ended up beating Noah Bledsoe, who was the number 2 kid in the state, and then he ended up beating Eli Lyons from Lisbon, who he had lost to earlier in the year.
Oh, wow.
Actually, who's number 3 in Class B. So that was a really good tournament for him, and kind of getting some of those losses that he earned earlier in the year back. Now he just has to kind of avenge one more of them. I don't know if we'll be able to see that kid here anytime soon. He kind of got hurt at Rumble. But that'd be another fun one, hopefully, to maybe get back one day. And then Henry Slidell placed 4th for us out there as well. And then Chase Marsh took 7th as well for us.
Wow. So you had a good run out at Valley City then, too.
We placed 10th, which is our first finish in top 10 this year as a team. So, yeah, it was really fun day out there.
That was good. And then again, on after the New Year Day, then I think you had a tournament in Fergus Falls Saturday, January 4th. And by the looks of what I see, you guys did pretty well over there, too.
Yeah, we took our whole boys team out there. They had a nice JV portion. We had a couple, Owen Morse and Elijah Roberson ended up winning their brackets in the JV division. And then in the varsity division, we ended up placing I think 11 of our varsity guys that we entered into the varsity division. Some of our champions were Knox Bolte, Tyler Burchell, Henry Slidell, David Erlinson, and there's one other one that I'm blanking on right now. Yeah. But those guys ended up winning their brackets out there. Xander Jensen took 2nd. Riley Kappas took 2nd. Luke Anderson got some legit varsity wins this week or that last weekend. He just didn't get like forfeits or anything like that. He actually went out there and wrestled some kids and got some pins.
Good for him.
Against varsity competition. So he's one of our guys that we've seen some of the biggest growth from this year from where he started because he hasn't wrestled since since he was a 3rd grader.
Yeah.
So starting to see him putting things together a little bit more and kind of connecting, like starting to teach him how to just basically football tackle kids, and it's working now. So that's been really fun to see for him, and I can see he's enjoying it a lot more as well.
Yeah.
And then as a team, we ended up coming out of there with 2nd place.
That's awesome.
So that was really fun for us as well.
I was going to say that's got to bring the morale of the team itself up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
when you can place that well. I mean, were there bigger schools like Fergus Falls? Did they wrestle themselves, or did they just host it over there?
No, they wrestled. We were probably, I would say, Fergus Falls, and then Sauk Center Melrose is a co-op team out of Minnesota as well. But I'm pretty sure they rank us as far as kids as well.
Sure.
So those were the 2 bigger schools there, and then we had like Mayport CG, which is a smaller Class B school. Jamestown, which is bigger than us, was there as well. Fertile Beltrami, which is smaller than us. So yeah, I mean, there were some bigger schools there. A lot of schools that we don't get to see a whole lot of, because they're Minnesota or they're Class B schools in North Dakota. So it was a nice kind of tune-up because we came back from break. It's been 2 weeks since we competed, so it was really nice for us to go there and kind of just knock some of the rust off that maybe we had over Christmas break.
When I saw that there, I was very impressed and very happy for you and the boys to come away with a 2nd place tournament over there.
Yeah, they were all excited about it too.
I bet they were. I bet they were. Did the girls go over to that one?
No, they didn't go over to that one.
No, that one. Okay. All right, so what's coming up now? I think you got West Fargo tomorrow night.
Yep,
West Fargo.
Yeah, we have our West Fargo duel tomorrow.
And you wrestled them once already in the season,
yeah,
haven't you?
we wrestled them at Grand Forks Sertoma.
There it was.
We lost 39-25 to them. But we went into when we wrestled them there, right after the duel, I started picking like, oh, well, we didn't have Xander in that duel. When we didn't have Ashton in that duel. So we had like 2 kids who were out, and with those 2 kids in, and we'll have those 2 kids tomorrow, if we wrestle the same lineup that we wrestled in Sertoma, I really do think we can beat them this time.
Okay.
We can make up the difference of points in there that we didn't have the last time. So it should be a really fun, really close duel, really competitive duel with them again this time. And then from there, we actually leave from West Fargo High and drive out to Bismarck for the Rotary this weekend.
So you're going to go right from West Fargo out there.
Yeah, we're
Makes
leaving
sense.
at 2, wrestling, showering, leaving to go to Bismarck.
Yeah, so right out there to the Sertoma one. That's what it's called?
Bismarck Rotary.
Rotary, the Rotary one's out there, that's right. I was going to say West Fargo right now is sitting in the EDC at 2-2, and you guys are at 1-1. Be nice to come away with a little victory there. So
Yeah.
I do want to go back. You mentioned his name a couple of times, and of course we always talk about David and Henry and those guys. But Knox Bolte, your 7th grader, is showing up pretty well, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's kind of a diamond in the rough for us. You know, we didn't really know what we were going to get. We never really know what we're going to get out of our 7th graders when they come in. Just because, you know, youth to JV is a big jump, and then JV to varsity is a big jump. But from day one, he's been in there grinding and like just showing up like he's not a 7th grader.
Yeah.
You know, he wrestles with Tyler Birchall and Jordan Kappas quite a bit, those are 2 of our freshmen that have been on the varsity team for quite a while. But yeah, he's a go-getter. I mean, he doesn't complain about anything. If you tell him to do anything, he'll go do it. And you know, he works his butt off in practice. So
that's good. That's fun to see that kind of stuff. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Coach. You got anything there for Coach here before we let him go?
No, we can let him get out of here.
All right.
I wonder, did you guys carpool today?
No, we didn't. She had another meeting. I had a different meeting. We have all kinds of different meetings. We're busy like you.
He was here early, and she showed up later. So
yeah.
I did notice that. You had your back turned to the door, But anyway, so yeah, Ryan Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. Appreciate you coming in,
yes,
buddy.
Thank you guys for having me.
Good luck tomorrow and good luck this weekend to the boys.
Thank you.
Are the girls going out
west?
west?
The girls
too?
will be out in Bismarck this weekend with us. So
all right. So good luck to everybody here out in Bismarck.
Yes, thank you guys.
All right. Ryan Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling. We've got Grace Brandt coming up next. We're going to talk some Storm gymnastics coming up next, right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your
I had to fix something there real quick, so sorry. I just just wanted to hear it, see
You
what happened.
are having one heck of a week.
I
aren't
am.
you?
It's just weird the way things are working today.
Yeah,
It must be
welcome
the
back.
weather. It must
Welcome
be
back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and we're presented by Red River Communications, Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, and the guy over there trying to produce the show is
I don't know
Brian
what
Watson.
I'm doing right now.
Oh, we're on the air.
Well, I know that, but
Okay.
I mean that's the good part. We are on the air, but
That is true.
sound quality is suffering tonight. So
Wonder why that is.
I don't know. It must be the weather.
All right.
So-
We're Black Cloud.
Well, we can always blame that guy.
And we're now joined by BW Storm gymnastics coach Grace Brandt. And Grace, I'm going to give you 2 cards because
Okay.
I forgot to give one to Ryan before he slipped out. So before I forget
problem.
altogether, you take one to Ryan, and
Thank
you
you.
can have one there. Or maybe you can use them both. I don't know. But I got to get organized here too now. Brian's got me all shook up.
Don't blame me now. Don't blame me.
We're
Come on.
joined here now by Grace Brandt, the head coach of the BW Storm gymnastics team. And Grace, again, thanks for coming in on a cool evening.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Let's just quick talk about, you just were down at a meeting. You had a meeting this evening too, I think you said.
Yep.
But you had a meeting today. Just tell the folks today what you had to do for the gymnastics squad. It was
Yeah.
kind of different, I guess.
Yeah, I was asked, it's like the jury duty of the MSHSL, and your name gets drawn. You're kind of in a rotation pool. So I drove down to Barrett, Minnesota today to help select our section and subsections AAA Boy and Girl Athlete of the Year. And then there was some other things that we ended up voting on and discussing. So AAA athletes are students who are involved in athletics, the arts, and academics. Even if it's just 1 year of athletics or the arts, they are qualified to apply for this. And it's a really great opportunity in the state of Minnesota for students to be recognized for their hard work and
Oh,
dedication.
absolutely.
For being multi-sport athletes or being involved in things like choir and band or their robotics team or different things in their school. It was really interesting. Every applicant fills out a multi-page, turns out to really be like an 18 to 22 page paper that you sit down and read. But it was really touching to hear stories and read recommendations by teachers and coaches and community members, and just to see how much these seniors have accomplished. You know, these are really the standout candidates. But at the end of the whole meeting, collectively as a table and as a board, we had a really sincere conversation about, you know, like these are the kids that we want to be producing in any of our high school sports or activities.
Right.
Like these are the ideal candidates. They're role models from an early age. They're willing to take on leadership positions. They see the applicability of the skills that they're developing through arts, through academics, through athletics, and they see how that's going to apply to their life beyond just their high school experience. So it was really cool to be able to learn from that opportunity, to even just be able to participate in it today. And it really kind of reinvigorated me as a coach. You know, we're kind of in the doldrums of our seasons right now for winter sports. It's the longest season we have in the high school athletic season, just with the number of breaks we have thrown in. And it gets to be a long stretch. But today was a really good reminder of what our programs are capable of producing, the opportunities that we continue to be able to provide for students in athletics, in arts, and academics. It just really kind of relit that fire in me as a coach about like why we do what we do, even on days when it might not be the funnest or it might not be easy.
You said it was kind of a random thing, but yet it's pretty big honor, pretty big responsibility the way it sounds too. So congratulations on that. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. It wasn't
Now,
an easy job.
Explain to people though, and to myself too as well. You mentioned that you were at the MSHSL or however
Correct.
that acronym goes, Minnesota State High School League. But you play in North Dakota. So
Correct.
why is that, and why did you do that? And why? Just tell everybody why that was.
Yeah, so I coach both the gymnastics team and the speech team, which are both co-op programs between the two schools. The gymnastics co-op is owned by Wahpeton, and so we compete in North Dakota. And then the speech co-op is owned by Breckenridge, so we compete in Minnesota for that. So I was a representative of Breckenridge High School, Breckenridge Public School District today
so
to be able to partake in that meeting. But you know, regardless of the state, I think it's still a testament to what students are capable of, you know, to be able to read applicants from Breckenridge, to be able to read applications from different schools. It makes you hopeful for what kids want to do in life and where we're going.
That's got to be an uplifting, just a cool thing to see, I guess, is what I'm trying. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You're probably better at those kind of words than I am, but to me, that would be a very
uplifting experience.
Yeah, it was a very rewarding experience at the end of the day to be able to see and recognize and honor and really celebrate these kids, even the ones who, might not be voted into this next stage. We had a great opportunity to still, write comments and feedback and to connect with kids who I've never met in person and
Sure.
probably won't meet in person because they're graduating seniors.
Right.
But to still be able to say, as a third party, as someone that you've never met from Breckenridge, Minnesota, I see and value the dedication, the time, the sacrifices, the effort you've put in all of these areas. Don't stop doing what you're doing when you get to the post-secondary level or beyond to your adult life.
And that would go a long way in helping you coach somebody that way too, that you can see as a coach, you see somebody that's got these attributes, and maybe you can help coach now and say, this is what I've seen, and you can do just as good. That kind of a thing?
Absolutely. The mentality, the ideas, the principles, they absolutely apply.
Yeah.
The cross application is there, being able to see, what's worked for someone else, and then being able to identify those same strengths, or even like those budding interests in students. If, for example, in a couple of the classes that I teach and in a couple of the classes that my current gymnasts are in, they talk to their friends who are in dance or who are in cheerleading because they recognize there's some of those same skill sets that exist in other sports. And hey, it really wouldn't be that far of a step for you to try gymnastics. You know some of these skills already. It would be easier for you to pick up on routines. And that's actually how we've grown our gymnastics team this year, and it's how we're growing our gymnastics team again next year.
It's just way cool, and I know we got off the subject there of gymnastics for you a little bit, but you piqued my interest when you talked about it off air, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk about that. I don't know, did we have a chance to talk about the home meet when you had the home meet? I don't think we've met since then.
No, not since the home meet. We had one home meet on Tuesday, December 17th, and then, of course, Thursday was supposed to be our second one, the 19th of December, and weather was not in our favor.
Right.
Teams weren't able to travel to the gym to Wahpeton to make it happen, but we were able to successfully reschedule our second meet. So we'll have our second home meet, which will be our parents' night, our athletes' night, for Friday, February 14th, the Valentine's Day meet.
Valentine's Day. Geez,
Yeah.
Watson, you thought you had Valentine's Day off this year.
That's a sore subject with me.
It would be a great date. We have free entertainment, concessions. Nothing says romance like some pizza and a bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
I believe we have a game that day, and it's
Dang it.
it's a
You're on
bad
the road, aren't you?
deal for us because we're on the road at Oak Grove, and then we turn around and go to my favorite place, Devil's Lake.
Oh, that's that weekend.
Yeah, the schedules were not friendly to me, so it's kind of a sore subject. So
So how did the girls do at the home meet on the 17th then?
Our home meet is always a great opportunity
Yeah.
for the girls. There's just a certain level of comfort competing on your own equipment, and I know this is something that we've talked about in previous coaches' show sessions, but there's this level of familiarity. You know
Yeah.
how bouncy the floor is. You know what the vault table feels like. You know the grippiness of the balance beam, the responsiveness of the bar setting. You know what the mats feel like when you land on them. And I think part of that familiarity is what always produces slightly higher scores at our home meet. The girls they're confident and comfortable in their environment in a way that is difficult to reproduce in other settings, although that is ultimately a goal of competitive gymnastics. But we saw some really, really great scores at our home meet. We had a lot of first and second place finishes for Justice Christian. She had a great opportunity. She set some personal records for herself on both floor and all around. She had beat her floor score, her previous floor record, by 2 whole tenths of a point, which in gymnastics is a pretty big deal.
Pretty good, yeah.
Elise Scovold had a really great showing. I had her on half of the events. We were kind of coming back, working back into it after an injury. But it was a great opportunity, too, for some of our younger gymnasts to, again, compete in an environment where they were familiar, where they were comfortable.
That's pretty cool. I did see that, and I was happy for the girls on your Facebook page when I saw there were some first place finishes. So that was pretty cool. And then did we have one after that? I know the 19th was postponed, but I don't think you had anything over the break, did you?
We didn't compete over the break. Nope. Usually the point that we're at after our home meets, specifically the girls' hands from bars tend to be pretty beat up. In gymnastics, there's a specific injury that you commonly occur, and it's called a rip on your hand. And it's where a whole callus on like your finger or the palm of your hand actually just peels off, and sometimes they can be, half of a centimeter deep. And so they're deep, they're painful, they take a long time to heal. And rips are common. We know how to tape them, we know how to care for them. But usually by the time our home meet rolls around, the girls are ready for about a week to just give things a rest. I've noticed too that by taking that time off over winter break, they kind of unlearn some of those bad muscle memory habits that they have, or if they start to encounter some mental blocks or get too far inside of their head, giving them that opportunity to just remove themselves from the environment, from the skill. It's like doing a hard reset on the computer. It often forces an update, and we come back better, rested, and like all coaches know, rest is integral to increasing performance long term. It's necessary to have rest days, to have breaks. So we did take a full 7 days off of no practices. We had some optional practices the week that we ended up going back. That Sunday through Wednesday before schools were back in session. And those practices too, even the girls coming back, I could easily see the benefits of taking that rest period for them.
Wow, that's interesting. Rips, I learned something new today. All right.
They're gnarly. If you see one, they're gnarly.
They're nasty, huh?
He won't remember what it's called.
I will too?
Yeah. Still working on the fast water. It's okay.
Fast water. Yeah, well, I do remember that a little bit. All right, then you went to Jamestown, and you had some more PRs.
It was a really great time. If you don't follow our Facebook page already, I highly recommend go on Facebook, follow us, BW Gymnastics. Big shout out to Amy Scoville. She gets some great action shots of the girls. Yeah. And one thing that I think has really stood out, and I've even had judges at meets comment, pull me aside, tell me, you know, the girls just look so happy. They're so excited. And if you look at the photos, there are smiles all around. Yep. After they're done competing, there's this just really sincere and great team camaraderie and mentality happening this year. I couldn't be prouder of the girls for it, especially, like I've said before, Justice and Elise are really stepping into this leadership position. They've done a great job fostering the underclassmen. But Jamestown, check out the photos. The girls are smiling, they're laughing, and that sense of ease has really translated into their performances.
Okay.
There were a number of personal records also at Jamestown. For example, Justice Christian scored a 9.325 on beam. She shattered her PR. Previously, it was an 8.9. And so she grew over 4/10 of points in her PR for beam. It was great. We've been working on some skill upgrades, and it's really paid off for her. And now we're to the point where the 7th graders on our team, the 9th grader on our team, Quincy, Maya, Lexi, they've competed enough that they're starting to improve their scores too. We're starting to see some new PRs coming in for them. Yep. And so that's really exciting when they come off of an event and they see their score flashed and they look at you and their face is just beaming and they're like, it's higher than last week. And that's really the growth that we're looking for in the program.
That's what you want to see. Yep, absolutely. Yep. All right, and then what do you got coming up next?
We're in Fargo on Friday, so if you're in or around the Fargo area, we're actually at the Butler Arena out in the Red River Valley Fairgrounds, so it's a really exciting location. Yeah. They have a beautiful setup for this meet. And then the week following, we're headed back out to the far west. We're headed to Mandan. So,
oh boy.
Yep, we have a lot of travel in our schedule over the next couple of weeks. We go back and forth between Jamestown, Mandan. We go to Minot the first week of February.
You get to drive the Suburban again.
Yep, it really is a one-woman show. We drive, we coach, we teach, we go to other meetings like what happened today. So.
And you actually get to be a mom away from home too. At sometimes, I suppose. A lot of moms probably travel with you.
A lot of our parents do end up traveling, but it is a really fun dynamic to be able to like provide that mentorship. There is like a true family dynamic that happens. Sometimes the girls pester each other like siblings, which is also just laughable. Yeah. But it's all in good fun, and they're a great group to work with. I couldn't be prouder of where we're at this season.
I shouldn't say you're a mom. You're not old enough to be their mom, but you're probably a big sister. A big sister anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Older sister. All right, B-Dub, we're gonna let her go. You got anything for her?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Every time she comes in here, my vocabulary is just so low. Hers is so high.
I know.
Like my head's just spinning with the things
that
she says.
That's why I was reaching for a word, and I said, you probably got a word for it. And
yeah.
She said rewarding, and I'm trying to say uplifting, but.
Yep.
I am an English teacher and a social studies teacher.
And she is a debate speech.
Yeah,
correct. Yep, speech and debate coach.
We can tell.
Yeah, so we don't stand a chance, man.
Not one.
No. All right, Grace Brandt, thanks for joining us again.
Yes,
BW Storm Gymnastics, they'll be in Fargo on Friday, up at the Butler Building at the West Fargo Fairgrounds.
Correct, yeah.
All right, so good luck up there, Grace, and you and the girls, and we'll see you next week maybe.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, Grace Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm Gymnastics. We got Jordan Christensen coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
inpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
For 75 years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Wapaton. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with Health Pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wapaton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors.
I could hear that from folk music. That was pretty good.
You can hear that?
Yeah.
All right. I kind of got it figured out. I don't.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. At least I can.
4 years it's taken him.
No, I mean, I'm just saying tonight. I mean, I kind of can work my way through it without, you know.
4 years and how many different locations too?
No, that's true. We tried locations and so much equipment. Our equipment is advanced. Yeah,
He's got the easy job. All he has to do is talk. Okay, but I got to make sure everybody can hear you, can see you. You know, all this. I mean, we don't apply makeup, but I mean, I got to try and make you look halfway decent. You know what I mean? I mean, I got a hard job.
I can't look like him all the time.
Well, nobody can rock a trucker hat like this dude.
Mariah, I mean, all those guys. Well, except Black Cloud, but.
Well, yeah, I know, but we don't count him. Don't count him.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody.
It is
brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28 and all of our sponsors. I want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors, too. They bring all the games to you and that we do, and we appreciate all of them. Make sure you tell them thanks, too, as well. And right now, we're joined by head coach of the Breckenridge Boys basketball squad. That's Jordan Christensen. Jordan, coach. Welcome aboard again.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's been a little bit since
been a few
we've done
weeks.
this.
Yeah, we were busy. Well, Christmas is on a Wednesday. Then it was New Year's on a Wednesday, so we're finally back. So, and then on the 18th, I think Brian had park board. So,
yeah, and I got one coming up next week too.
No, 2 weeks.
Two.
Isn't it?
Well, I don't know, somewhere.
What is today? The 8th?
Today's the 8th.
Yep. Oh, it would be next
So it'll be
week.
next week. I mean, the new year that was the first week of the year, so it's
maybe it
third
is,
Wednesday. So yeah,
That's right.
yep. I'm a busy dude.
Okay.
So
Well, I was thinking we had it next week, but we don't. So, all right. I rambled on. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, Jordan Christensen. First of all, Jordan, before we get started, and I just want to say congratulations on the season so far. And the reason I say that, for me as a fan, we've doubled our win output from last year. So I mean,
did.
that part of it as a fan makes me happy. So I hope that makes you happy. I mean, you got a long way to go yet. I know
We
we're
got
talking
a lot of
looking at-
games left to play.
So, but it's got to feel good to double your wins so far. You got 6, and obviously, hopefully, there's more.
It felt good going into Christmas break on a
Yeah.
3-game win streak week.
Right.
That was fun, and the kids enjoyed that. And
Yeah.
you could see it on their face. They're like, oh, finally, like they've been having a lot of fun.
Well, that's
other
good.
than last night, we weren't super focused and weren't ready to go. But that is what it is.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But again, the Cowboys coming in here at 6-4. They lost last night. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But 6-4, so 6 wins. You had 3 last year, all year, and one of those was a tournament win.
Yep.
At the end of the
One
season.
was a play-in game.
Yeah. So a good start in my eyes. Maybe as a coach, you're probably not happy, but in my eyes, as a fan and as a broadcaster,
Well, let's be honest. If you'd have came to me before the year and said, "Hey, you're going to be 6-4 at this Wednesday today," I'd probably said, "Okay, we'll take it."
So you'd have been happy.
We'd have been happy.
All right.
Now, in the moment right now, there's a lot of things you can nitpick,
You
and
could be. Yeah.
beat up can feel that, but like
we're never happy.
No.
Right?
No, that's true.
I mean, at least people think we're never happy, but
Yeah,
I mean,
you look back at it. You had a close loss to Perham, and Park Christian. That was a different story. But then the Holly game last night. But let's go back and we'll just talk a little bit about the game against Rosse over Christmas break. You had a doubleheader with the girls that night.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun one. 82-56 victory, and the Cowboys played well that night.
We played super well that night. That was fun for people to see.
Yeah,
a doubleheader. I think we got.
Yeah, it was fun.
We got 4 guys in double figures, and then a 5th who was real close, and it was a good time. And we got up and down. It was a little bit back and forth in the first half, and then the boys responded and came out and won the second half 48-23. And
was it that much? Yeah,
it was.
I didn't add it up, but it was.
It was. Yep. It was.
48 points.
We played a heck of a second half.
That's half a C note there, buddy. That's half 100, man.
Hey, if we could put 2 of those together, that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. And no, on that game, we had just some scoring numbers. We had JD with 17 and Aiden with 15, Cooper with 9, Levi with 12, Charlie with 6, and then Connor Ernst with 2, Avery with 2, and then Gavin Hoffert came off the bench, hit a 3, and Jackson Riggs had 16.
Yep.
So we had a lot of different guys scoring the ball that game, and we finally figured out how to stop Preston Curtis a little bit, or at least slow him down. That kid was pretty. He was pretty solid.
He was very.
I think he ended up with 31 on the night. But,
Yep. He was.
It was a fun. I think it was fun for people to have kind of a matinee game, like an afternoon game on a Monday, and
I enjoy those back-to-back boys and girls. We got one tomorrow night over in Wahpeton, and but and they used to do more in Wahpeton than what they do. I kind of miss those, but I think they're fun for the fans too as well.
I think it's fun for the fans, and we've got another one on Friday.
Yep.
Staples comes to town.
Staples coming to town. We'll have that.
Should be another fun one, and their boys are pretty solid. I mean, they're coming off a state football run or state runner-up run, so they've got some athletes, and it should be entertaining on Friday.
All right, so let's talk about last night a little bit, Jordan. It was a 64-60 loss. There was a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas, correct?
A whole lot.
A whole lot.
A whole lot, and we watched half the second half. We watched the first half of the second half after practice today. Well, after we practiced for a little bit on Wednesdays. We share the gym with the girls every day, so it's Wednesdays we got to be out early, so we practice for a little bit, then hit the weight room and then watch some film. But hopefully we learn a few things, and then first half I sent out some clips. There's just a lot of little things that if we do
well, if we fix right now, we're going to be just fine. But it's the thing when we make the same mistakes in game 20 that we're making right now in game 10, that's going to be an issue. But hopefully they can learn, the boys can learn from them. And you know what, we did a lot of good things last night, really. Like,
You know,
there's a lot of positives. We missed some layups and missed some opportunities, and then passing and catching was a little bit hard against their zone. That was a struggle for us.
Yeah, their zone created some problems for the Cowboys last night, and you know, they came in as an 0-8 team. That was a darn good 0-8 team.
I mean, when you've got a 6'6", 240-pound kid that anchors your zone
and handles the ball,
and then dribbles the ball up the floor.
Jeez.
And like, credit to our guys, we did a good job on him.
Absolutely.
He had 5 points.
I was going to say 3 or 5 points. I can't remember.
He had 5 points and a couple late, and a lot of them. I think 3 of them were at the free throw line, so he didn't get a whole lot of.
Right.
He didn't get a whole lot of looks. Levi and Jackson did a good job on him. Those two kind of took him out of the game a little bit.
Yeah.
That was fun to see us be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because we're going to play against a lot of good players throughout the year, and to shut him down pretty much like we did was great. And I mean, there was possessions where you watch film and you're like, wow, we're figuring it out. And then a little bit later, it's like, guys, we got a ways to go.
Yeah. Well, early in the game, you got out, and I think we briefly touched on it. It was
22-11, I think.
22-8 even at one point, I think it was, wasn't it? Or it was 22-11. But anyway, it was 22-11 at least. And then they went on a big run, and the lid went on the basket for the Cowboys for whatever reason, and just couldn't get the shots off.
It couldn't get the shots off.
Right.
We didn't get a lot of shots in that time. We were struggling to figure out their zone.
Yep.
It's a 2-3 kind of. It's like they got a top guard and a down guard, and it was giving us some trouble. They did a good job of keeping us out of the high post.
Yep.
And then later in the second half, we started to figure out how to attack it, but it was that stretch when they started playing zone. They were man, and we were up and kind of rolling a little bit, and then they switched defenses, and it gave us some trouble, but it's good to see it now.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out as it goes on, because to start the game, I think Charlie hit 2 threes, Jackson hit a 3, JD hit a 3, Cooper hit a 3. We shot the ball pretty well to start the game, that was fun. And then we were rolling, and it just was one of those things. I think Cooper picked up a second foul, and
Cooper spent a lot of time on the bench.
He did,
the
unfortunately.
Quarter, excuse me.
And when he has 5 points to start the game, and then doesn't get to play much the rest of the half because of foul trouble, it kind of took a little bit of the wind out of our sails. But I mean, we got good looks when we did what we were supposed to, and we had.
Who were your scoring leaders, if you want to go through that?
So our leaders, JD had. I got to add this up a little. I didn't add it up quite yet, but I think he had 14
or 16.
Okay, that checks out.
Okay.
And then Jackson had 16.
Yep.
Did you have that?
Yep.
And then I think Levi 12, Charlie 3, Cooper 8, and Aiden 4.
I thought Charlie had a couple of threes, didn't he? But maybe not.
Or Charlie had 6.
Charlie had.
Yep, he had 2 threes in the first half.
Yep.
So, I mean, we were pretty balanced.
Yep.
We need a little bit more than 60, though, to win. But we got to try and play up. We got to try and get into the 70s a little bit. We're going to try and play fast, but they did a good job of controlling the tempo. Hawley did.
Yep,
and
they did.
Didn't let us get out and run very much.
And there was a few spurts in there where both sides, you guys were both running, and it looked like you were both going to run out of gas, both boys. And,
I think we were a little bit tired, and I think that hurt us. And we got to, as coaches, we got to do a better job of keeping guys' spurts a little bit shorter, just keeping them fresh, because you can rewatching the film. It's like, we needed to run a couple more guys in and out of there, and that would have probably helped us. But there was just so many little, like, we missed a layup here, or that's a good look, just didn't get it.
Yep.
And then all that pass, if it's up high, he's catching it. It's down by his legs or his knees,
waist or below.
Yep. And we don't catch it. We fumble it out of bounds.
Yep.
So it's just little things like that, and in a 4-point game, you turn half those going our way, we probably win by 4 instead of lose by 4.
Yep, empty possession hurts. All right, what do you know about Staples Motley?
Staples, I think they're 4-4 right now.
Okay.
They beat West Central to start the year. They've won a lot of road games. I think they have more wins I think they got 1 win at home and 3 wins on the road.
Wow.
And then they recently played Barnesville and DGF tight. Their DGF game, they're a team that can really turn it on defensively. They held DGF scoreless for 10 minutes in the second half to come back and cut that game to a close game. DGF ended up winning, but Staples has a lot of athletes. They're going to be about 6'6", 6'4", 6'3", 6'3", 5'10". So
they're long.
They'll be long. It'll be a good test for us with our length to see how we match up with them. But
good hard leaks.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a fun game, and we'll be ready to go. I think we're going to be a little more focused than we were on Tuesday night or last night.
I think they will be too. So good luck on Friday, and we'll be there for both games, the boys and girls. The girls play first?
Girls play first, so it's JV boys at 4:15. Staples does not have JV girls.
Okay.
And then C Squad boys also play at 4:15 over at the elementary.
Okay.
And then girls are at 6, and then we're to follow. I think it says 7:30. There's no way it's starting at 7:30. I don't think.
No.
In Barnesville, we started at about 8 when we had this set up. So, no, it'll be a fun night of basketball.
Yep, it will. All right, Coach, you got anything for Jordan?
It's just nice to see you guys playing good basketball. I think that's the fun part.
I mean, like we're talking about 1 or 2 plays here and there in a 4-point game versus that wasn't the conversation the last year. So.
And you go back and you look at the Norman County East Ulen Hitter game. You didn't have Jackson, you didn't have JD. If you had those 2 guys, 2-point game could have turned into a W.
Yeah.
And I think the same way with the Perm game
with
too.
Perm,
as well.
Jackson didn't play against Perm, and it changes things, and we're getting better. We are getting better, and we just honestly we got to find ways to score against the zone.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty solid against man-to-man, and we gotta get comfortable playing against the zone, and we haven't seen a whole lot of looks at it, but now I think we're going to start to get more. And I'm sure Coach Ralph is listening to this, thinking I'm gonna play some 2-3. So we'll keep working on it.
Figure it out.
It's something we can definitely improve.
Because you got
on.
the shooters, you got JD can shoot from outside, and Sanchez can shoot from outside.
And
you got
Jackson Charlie
obviously
can shoot, and Cooper can shoot. I had to yell at him the other day. Will you shoot a 3, please?
Yeah, he did them last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd pull up on to shoot a 3 last year, but he hadn't.
But
he hit the first 3 of the game last night.
Yep, and then he hit a big one in the second half too. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I think the Cowboys will figure it out.
We'll be fine.
Yep.
It's just one of those. It's never
fun
fun to lose a conference game at home, but we got a long ways to go, and we got a lot more games to make up for it.
It's a fun year for Cowboy basketball this year,
yeah.
so for sure. All right, Jordan Christensen, head coach of the Cowboys basketball squad. Before I forget, Jordan, here's your free coffee from the Southern Valley Truck Stop. Caribou Coffee out there. See Emily and the girls out there, and they'll get you a coffee or any kind of a drink you want out there.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. We got Adam Ortsema coming up next here on Three Borders Sports Network. The BW Blades hockey coach coming up right after this.
Our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town...
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Red River Communications and Red River Communications Cable Channel 28, their own dedicated cable channel for Three Borders Sports Network. Whenever events go live, we're usually on there with one event or the other, and we want to welcome Adam Wertsema to the show tonight. And Adam, your first time this year, so thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for getting me back on here, and it worked out. So.
Happy New Year. I'm glad you were able to stick around and be in town tonight for the show and coming on board here on a late Wednesday evening here. We're running a little behind. We'll blame Jeff Ralph for that.
Well, I no longer have to stick around anymore. We bought a house in Wahpeton.
Oh, are you living in town
we are
now?
now local.
Oh, okay,
so I
cool.
guess I maybe shouldn't have told you that. Now I don't got an excuse anymore. I got to be every Wednesday.
I thought you always had to get
Probably
back.
should have kept that secret.
Yeah, should have got back. But I'll tell you what, we're happy to see the Blades are doing well this year, and it's a 5-8 record right now, 5-8-1. Is that correct?
Yep,
is that what
that's
I've
right.
seen? And the Blades having a good year. So first of all, congratulations on the year so far, the way it is.
Yeah, it's been a fun year. The guys are, we're getting to this point in the season right now where I think our team's really coming together and we're playing some of our best hockey. So
yeah, I'm not trying to cut you off there, but I'm going to just add this. I think I remember looking in the Daily News, they do a winter sports thing, a preview of the winter sports, and you seem pretty optimistic, I think, in that article, mainly because you're returning the players that probably should have been JV the last year or two, and now all of a sudden they're actually getting to that varsity age, if you will.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is I want to say it's the first year we don't have any freshmen on the team.
Isn't that something?
So we only have 10th through 12th graders, and that's, I didn't realize it growing up or until I started coaching, but those years from 8th, 9th, 10th grade, those kids grow up a lot. Yeah. And then even from 10th grade to senior year, right?
Yeah.
And so we only have one senior on the team this year, and he's one of our goaltenders. So, all of our skaters are either underclassmen or juniors, right?
Wow.
So we basically return everyone next year.
So you're licking your chops for next year, but we'll worry about that next year, I guess.
Exactly.
But let's talk about this year. Again, overall, though, Adam, you got to be thrilled with the 5-8-1 record so far compared to what
the Blades have had to suffer through the last few years.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, we've had a lot of tight games. I think we've had
there were so many,
5 or 6 overtime games now. So you know, if you flip half of those, we're above 500. If we
I got 6 overtimes.
If we got all of them, now we're really throwing it together, right? But you know, the progression has been where, you know, my first year here we didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Right. And my second year we won 1, and those were games where we're just trying to keep games close, right? And then last year we were able to win 5 games, and we had a lot of close games even last year, and now we want to beat teams, and that's a different deal when you got to beat a team instead of just hang with them. You got to really limit your mistakes, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities, right? So this first half of the season, we've learned, you know, the 2 or 3 mistakes that maybe didn't matter when we were just trying to keep the games close, they matter when you're trying to win games now. So the margin of error goes down, and we're starting to understand that, and it's really kind of taken off this past 2 or 3 weeks. We had a holiday tournament in Fergus Falls.
Yes.
And we lost the first game in overtime. We played a very old Albert Lee team.
Okay.
And geez, I mean, I think a couple guys had beards, and a few guys over 6'3", 6'4", and our guys kind of looked down at the end of the ice, and it took about 5 minutes to realize, you know what, we can play with these guys.
We can skate with them.
Yeah, and once that happened, I kind of saw us. We started to build some confidence. And the next day, we played Fergus, which was one of our more lopsided games, but Fergus has always been a top team in our section.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And if you're at the game, we took a 5-minute major in the second period, and on a major, you can score as many goals as you want, right?
Okay.
They don't take the power play away once you score, and Fergus scored, I think, 3 or 4 goals in that. Otherwise, it was a lot of back and forth. The Fergus Falls head coach actually in the handshake line said, you know, that score doesn't indicate how that game was, right?
Yeah.
And so I think once we played that game, our guys really said, you know what, we got something here. And then obviously last Friday we played, so I think there's 65, 70 teams in Class A in Minnesota hockey.
Yeah.
And we had River Lakes come to town, and they're 18th in Class A.
Yep.
And we had a 4-2 lead with about 4 minutes left, and they were able to tie it and beat us in overtime.
You in overtime.
But for us to play with a team like that, you know, that's a team that would beat us 11-12 nothing in the past few years.
What did I see your rank? Well, right now you're ranked 51. It looks like there, but in QRF, whatever that's worth, and we talked about it off air. But again, I'm happy for you guys, man.
Well, our goal at the beginning of the season, I don't know if I said it in that first article with the Daily News, is that I want to host a first round section game here.
I did see that. Yeah.
And right now we are right in that. You know, we can attain that. It's very reachable. We beat Wadena last night. We beat Prairie Center. Prairie Center is a team we haven't beaten in how many years? So those are 2 section wins. Our 2 section losses are, you know, Morris kind of caught us. They beat us in overtime earlier this year, and we kind of handled them that game. We just could not score, and we let them hang around. So we got them coming in tomorrow night.
Are they?
So hopefully we can split with them and then take care of business in the rest of our section. I think we can get to a 4 seed, and we have Fergus coming back next week. So that'd be another big one at home.
That'll be here too.
Yep. So if we can take care of that game, then all of a sudden we can make the argument for a 3 or 4 seed. You know.
And you were talking about that. You guys don't really go by the QRF. We were talking about it off air with Jordan and with Coach Christensen, and you guys in the hockey world don't use QRF, so to speak.
Yeah. At the end of the season, we set up a section meeting of all the Section 6A coaches. And we just kind of go around and talk about our seasons and what we believe our seed should be. And the other coaches kind of hear you out. And then, you know, there's always the conversations usually between that 3, 4, 5, 6 teams, right? You know, usually the top team in the section is pretty obvious, and then the bottom team is pretty obvious. So that kind of goes on. And then after that, we submit our own rankings of each team, and then they have a formula they put into, and then that's what it is. So.
Yeah, you look at it right now in the Section 6A, it's Northern Lakes at 3-0. They're undefeated, but you guys are right in there at 3-2. So, I mean, you're just a whisker away. And like you said, an overtime loss to here or there, you'd be there.
Well, we've always been the 8 seed.
Yeah.
And we've had to go to the top seed for the first quarterfinal game, right?
Ouch,
so this year, you know, I think if we can get that 3 or 4, we'll host that quarterfinal game.
Awesome.
We'll have our fans here. We're playing in our barn, which we love to play in.
Yep, the barn.
And then obviously semifinals and final is a neutral destination. So hopefully, our goal is just get that section game here and get that taken care of, and go to the section semifinal.
That's cool. All right, so talk about the win a little bit last night against Wadena Deer Creek. It was 8-4 victory for the Blades. Talk about the guys. Talk about how things went for the team. And
so the biggest thing we're trying to work towards is playing a full 51 minutes. We have 3 17-minute periods, right? And we want to reach that goal. So by the end of the season, we're playing a full 51, right? Because that's what you need to be successful in the postseason. And yesterday, we had a great first period. Came out of it 3-0. And the second period, we kind of had those. That 3 or 4 minute lull, where we give up a couple goals and we let them hang around, but then we battled back. And that's one thing I've really been impressed with our team. We've had games turn on us, but we've been able to turn it back. We have guys on the team arc and change the tide, you say. And so the second period, I think we played about even, and then the third period, we kind of turned it on and put the game out of reach, and that was nice. So. But if you look at our lineup, we got 2 sophomores leading our team in scoring, right? And they're doing it against the top lines of the other teams, right? Which are playing against seniors. That River Lakes team had 8 seniors, and I think every one of them, were on the score sheet and had a part in every goal.
Wow.
So we, Easton Nepple has had a huge year. He's got 17 goals in 14 games. That's pretty darn good. He's got 7 assists. So he, this past off season we got some shooting tarps and just made an area inside the rink for guys to work on their skills all summer. And our rink manager kept the rink open for them. And they're, you can't have gym rats, right? Where you have basketball players go shoot free throws, work on their 3-pointers, work on layups. And when the kids have that and they want to go on their own and work on stuff, that's when you have something special.
That is cool.
I think Easton must have spent at least 65, 70 days this past summer in the rink, right?
That's awesome.
Shooting pucks. So now when he shoots the puck, it kind of explodes off his stick. And that's where you see the. But we've had, Xander Clinner was there, there's a bunch of guys. Josh Hoffman, he was a forward for me the past how many years, and we transitioned him back into defense this year, and that's been a really good transition for him.
I bet he likes that.
Yeah, and it's really helped our team. So, we got guys really stepping up. Jackson Lopez is having another big year. He led our team in scoring last year, and he's kind of picked up where he left off. So. But like I said, having all the guys being, high school aged, that really helps.
That makes a difference, and this year isn't over yet, but you got to be looking forward to next year a little bit too.
Well, yeah, and it's just once you have success, it's contagious, right? Like once you start doing things and doing things the right way, and you start getting rewarded for it, you want to do it more, right? So we're kind of seeing that, and guys are getting hungry and. I think fans, when they show up, they see a brand of hockey that they probably haven't seen here in a while. We're playing a puck possession game. I tell our guys, I want to be puck hogs. I want to keep the puck from them. We don't have to let them touch it, right? Besides the puck drops, it's only a 50-50 puck every time the puck is dropped, right? And then we can have the puck the whole time, and the other team can chase us around. So
I like that. And now, let's see, was it tomorrow night? Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yep,
Morris coming back to town.
Yep.
Little revenge time?
Yeah, and I think...
Take that overtime loss back.
That was a good month ago or more, and we've came a long ways. So it's always fun to have those early games and then play that team again later in the season. You kind of use it as a measuring stick of how did they improve? How have we improved? And it kind of just shows where our seasons have gone.
Yep. And our buddies Clint Gilbertson and Lopez.
Tony
Lopez. They're doing some broadcasts for you, so that's
yeah.
Good
We got. I think. They've done every game. They've had the Wi-Fi capability.
We've talked to them about a few things. So we're glad they're doing that right now, and that's a good thing there. Coach, you want to talk about success and how success breeds success?
That was my question.
Okay, go ahead.
How has the success changed the program? We kind of know, but what about the youth program? Is that your numbers increase or anything like that? Have you had more interest?
Yeah, I'd say, I think the past 4 or 5 years we've had a great mini-mite show, and that's been partly just to the people in the youth program putting in a lot of hard work and, advertising and doing learn to skate days and getting kids involved, right? But, I think the biggest driver of success at the youth level is having a varsity program where kids show up and they see a product that they like, and they start to see these players and they say, hey, I want to be like Isaiah Brushert. I want to be like Easton Nepple. And then those kids build that dream from a young age, and I think that's what drives the program.
And then you can hope to keep the numbers that you need at each level, so that you don't go back to having to play a bunch of freshmen who aren't ready to play.
Exactly.
And that's the way you do it. So.
And one thing that's really helped with that too is we have a Bantam team. So it goes squirts, peewees, Bantams, and then JV and varsity. And in the past when we didn't have a Bantam team, that jump for peewees to JV varsity is a big jump. That 8th and 9th grade years are big years. I mean, if you took basketball players and took them from 7th grade to JV, that's a lot to ask of kids, and it's a big jump.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Yeah,
I know what it's like right now. So
I think having good numbers and staying away from those situations, and then having a high school program and having those kids be leaders on the ice and show the standard of what we want to be. I think. I'll say, I want to be able to be a coach who makes sure the bus shows up on time, and that I could just sit behind the bench and have the best seat in the house to watch guys play a fun
there you
product,
go.
right?
Yep.
And I want it to be
program.
Yep, that's the way to do it. All right, Coach. I'm happy for you, Adam Wertsema, and head coach of the BW Blades, off to a good start here, 5-8-1, and bigger things to come here for the end of the year.
Yeah, I think next time we see you, we'll get that win total up.
Awesome. All right, and you got Morris tomorrow night here at the barn.
Yep, we got JV at 5 and varsity at 7.
There you go. So show up there. I know we got basketball games going on over at the gym tomorrow night too as well, but if you're a hockey fan, that's a good time to go watch the BW Blades.
Yep.
All right, Adam Wertsema joining us here, BW Blades head coach. We're going to be right back with B-Dub, the legendary Brian Watson.
I don't know about that.
That's what Noel said.
Yeah, I sent him a check. So
we'll be back with Brian Watson after this.
Minn Kota Ag Products has helped farmers with all their agricultural needs as the farming industry has expanded. They provide farmers with all their chemical, fertilizer, seed, grain, and elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. Proud to be a partner in your operation since 1941. Download the MKAP Grower 360 app from your app store today to see current market prices, your tickets, and any essential information for your operation. Thanks for all your hard work.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738. or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Is your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
No matter the time of
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. And before I forget, I forgot to mention that did I give Adam Wirth some of his coffee?
I think you did. I think you kind of did that at the last minute.
And I'll remember to give you yours too as well here. But Southern Valley Truck Stop there, Emily and the crew out there, they've given us some Caribou coffees that we can give to our coaches. We appreciate that, and we appreciate all of our sponsors. And don't forget, here at the end of the show tonight, we're going to have the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week.
Yes, we are. It's a good one.
We've seen some good ones over the Christmas break, but
it's a dandy, as they say.
A pretty good one tonight.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. And thanks again to all of our sponsors. All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Lady Huskies, and that's Brian Watson. He's sitting right over there, and Brian, he's also my partner in this little business that we have here. And Brian, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being a part of it.
Well, I'm glad there's time left in the show for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Coach Ralph taking up half of it, so he left me a little bit of time. I'm going to try and make
9 minutes.
I'm going to try and make the best of it, I guess. So we'll see what we can do here.
All right, B-Dub. The Lady Huskies coming in at 3-5 right now, sitting at 3-5. But let's go back a little bit and talk like we have with some of the other coaches here about what's happened. You didn't have any games over the Christmas break.
No, our last game in 2024 was the Four Winds game.
Four Winds game on December 20th.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've had a chance to talk about that one yet.
I don't think we did talk about Four Winds.
No.
So, but that was a win for us.
That was a nice win for the
61-53, I think, was the final. And Four Winds a tricky little team. We lost to them last year at their place, and they've got a really good player in Siri Gord, and I'm telling you, she can shoot it from anywhere on the floor.
She's a good ball player
and can handle it. And they do some things with their defense where they stretch it out a little bit, and they have a lot of length and a lot of those long arms, and they do a good job of using it. And it kind of gave us some problems there in the first half. We had a little bit of a lead, and then we let them get back in it. They made some big shots, and we had some turnovers against their zone. And then in the second half, I finally saw the basketball team that I have defensively. Excuse me, and we turned it up a notch and able to get them to turn the ball over, and we kind of got things going in that third quarter. And never kind of looked back. And to be able to play like that, I think against a good basketball team and a really good player, I think that shows that we have the ability to play some good basketball. It's just a matter of trying to do that, for 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm. And again, it was a nice win before Christmas break, and then you just had a few practices during the Christmas holiday break. And then you come back here, and then you traveled to Lisbon on January 3rd last Friday. And the girls come away and with another nice victory.
Yeah, I think, playing a game against a team like Lisbon, you have in your mind what you think you should be able to do. It's a road game, so those are difficult. But for us to go on the road and play a good basketball game and have 3 girls in double figures and get just about everybody in the scoring column, I think is good. We did a good job on defense against them. We were able to turn them over and do some really good things in our full court press and hold them to just 22 points on the game. But not only that, we held them scoreless in the fourth quarter, which I thought was big. And, we win a game like that. You look at it on paper and you say, hey, you had these girls in double figures. Piper was in double figures. Hallie had 13. Piper led us with 17.
Yeah.
Her best offensive game of the season for the seventh grader.
Seventh grader Piper Nelson. Yeah.
And then Scott Woods had 13. And then we had a bunch of girls that got on the board. Gracie Falk hit a 3. Camry Mauk hit a 3. Carol Langerwalter knocked down a 3. And then Claire Woods had 4 for us. Fobb had 3 points. So just about everybody who played, I think just 2 players didn't score in that game. But to get what you expect out of your team, I think was good. Now, we didn't play 4 full quarters. We had a little lull again at the end of the first half where we had them down. And then as they do, they rattled off 9 quick points. So going in the half, they kind of had the momentum, and we had to come out in the second half and trying to right the ship again and get things going, and we were able to do that.
You've experienced that a few times here during the season that I've been able to watch, and I've talked to you off air, of course, several times. There's been a few times where the Lady Huskies have had that lull during games.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you always talk about how you want to be able to play a full basketball game, top to bottom. And I know that, girls get tired and things like that. That happens. But, there's been a couple stretches where we kind of lose our focus and lose our way. And in our region and with our schedule, we just can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
We really can't. We went back to the game against Valley, and we looked at just 8 plays and just took a look on film at those 8 situations. And if we do the things that we need to, we could turn that, or we could take away, 18, 19 points from just 8 plays.
Wow.
It's a long game, but to find 8 plays where you could take that many points off the board, and we're not saying that, okay, we would have stopped them in every situation and we get all those points, but if we get half of those, we get half of those, and then you have to figure that maybe you're going to turn that into something good for you. So not only are you taking those off the board, you're putting more points on the board. And it was a tough third quarter for us against Valley. Only scored 8 points in that third quarter.
I was going to bring up the Valley game there too, and that was a tough one there in the third quarter for you. You lost that game 60-47. Valley City came in ranked number 3 at the time, but I think you, as a coach, obviously had that in your mind that you could win that game. That was a game that the Lady Huskies could have won.
There aren't any games that we can't win.
Correct.
I mean, we're playing some good teams, and you look at our record, you go, oh, you guys aren't very good. We're pretty good. We are, but we have to play really good basketball every single game, every single play, every single minute.
Yep.
Otherwise, the teams that we're playing against, they're going to take advantage of it because that's what they're doing. They're playing, 4 full quarters of basketball. They're getting after every loose ball, things like that, and they don't take any plays off or anything like that. And we've got to be able to just play a solid full 4 quarters of basketball where we really, really get after it. And if we do that, we can literally compete with anybody that we play. But it's a tough go. And one of the coaches talked about it of how competitive it is, and that's what it comes down to. Every game is competitive, and every opponent that we play can beat us, and we can beat the opponent. But that's every single night. That's not the case in the old days. The old days, there's games that we went into, we're in a gunfight with a knife, right? We just don't have a chance. And now we really have a chance in every single game that we play. But we've got to get out there and put forth an effort because we know that we're supposedly the big school now, and everybody's coming for us. We're going to get everybody's best. Nobody's taking a night off against us, so we can't afford to take any nights off either.
Yeah, and you talked about that. I think it was Bogey. We might have even talked about it off air with Bogey before he left. I counted them up here, Brian. You've got 6 games that you will play, counting tomorrow night. 6 games that you will play people ranked in the top 5. And out of those games that you played, so far it's 8, that'll be 9 tomorrow night. Out of those games, 6 of them are ranked in the top 5.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough schedule for us. I mean, it really is, and I hope that that we can kind of find our way here and win some of these games against these top-ranked teams. Not necessarily for us to be ranked, but to show that we can do it. Because if we want to make it to the state tournament, that's our goal. We want to win a state championship. If we want to do that, well, guess what? These are the guys that you have to beat. We have to beat them. Yeah. So you have to figure out a way to do it. I always say I want to do it at the right time at the end of the season. Whatever. People get tired of me saying it, but that's what it is. We're playing to get better with every game, whether we win the game or lose the game, and then come tournament time, hopefully that's when we have it going, and hopefully we can get it done.
Well, Central Cass coming in tomorrow night, and
another top 5 team.
Another top 5 team. They're ranked number 5, and they are 8-0, so they're no pushover. Yeah. But again, if the girls play how they can play, and I've seen them play that way, just put it all together.
They're a good basketball team. Central Cass is, and they have some of that championship lore from Class B. I mean, it's like Wertzma said. You're trying to build a program that has that. That history, things like that. And Central Cass and Kindred, those teams have been to the state tournament years and years and years. Thompson, same thing. They're used to winning. They know how to win. So will they have a down year? They might have a down year, but now, Central Cass finished towards the bottom of our region. Now here they are at the top of our region. Just 1 year later, they didn't have any seniors. They got everybody back. So it's just, teams know how to win. It doesn't matter what the division is, what the level is. We've got to become one of those teams, us battling in the EDC just to get a 5 seed or whatever. That's not winning tradition. Okay, we've had some success, but we have to build a winning tradition and figure out a way to do that every single year.
Yep. So you got Central Cass coming in tomorrow. First game, second game. You guys second game, right?
Yeah, we're the feature.
Yeah.
We're the feature. We're the primetime game.
So we'll have that one on Three Borders. We'll have both of them on Three Borders Sports tomorrow night.
It's a weird game, so people know. I mean, if you're paying attention, boys play Central Cass last night, but the boys play Kindred and we play Central Cass. Right. It's a weird doubleheader where we're playing different teams. I don't make the schedule. We just show up when they tell us to play. But that's what it is. Just in case people show up and go, oh, I thought this was Central Cass. And we might have an issue of trying to find people just sit in the gym. Yeah. Kindred's going to bring a pretty good mob for their boys game. I think Central Cass will travel pretty well for their girls team. We draw a pretty good crowd too. So hopefully it'll be a pretty good atmosphere in there. Maybe some of those Kindred fans will hang around from the boys game and take in our game too as well. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, and the weather is going to be an interesting format tomorrow too.
That seems to be our deal whenever we have a game. Typically, it's when we're on the road, the weather comes in and we got to fight a storm or whatever. But hopefully it holds off and we're able to get this game in. This is a game that we need to play this game now and see what we can do against a top team in our region.
So you're in the Region 1 part of the schedule. You got Northern Cass coming up after Central Cass. Yep. So just got to show up and play.
It's a spot where we have to figure out who we're going to be. Yeah. We've got these top-ranked teams. We weren't able to get it done against Valley. Okay, now we got Central Cass coming in. If we can knock off one of these two teams, we help everybody out, but we really help ourselves out, and then see if we can keep things going against Northern Cass and Oak Grove. Yep. I mean, it's just a really tough schedule for us, and it's fun because, like I said, the games are competitive, and that's what we want. And hopefully we figured out how to play in these tight basketball games and play some defense and get what we're capable of.
Yeah, so I think the Lady Huskies can do that, and I'm excited to call a doubleheader tomorrow, and looking forward to it. So good luck to the Lady Huskies tomorrow night and the Husky boys too. So
it should be fun. It should be fun. It should be a really good atmosphere in there.
Absolutely.
Kindred boys are really good. I mean, they're loaded. I mean, they're the favorite to win it on the boys' side. So it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, Coach Ralph talked about that one there about how Kindred's going to be pretty lengthy. OC.
It's crazy, dude, for those guys to have all that length
all those guys.
And have all that size. Just think of that. We were still 2 classes. That'd be a Class B team.
That'd be a Class B team.
Yeah.
And they took it all as a Class A last year.
They're a borderline college team. I mean, they're really, with the size and length and the skill level that they have.
Well, you want to get, and we've talked about it before, we both think that they would be easily competing in the EDC.
Oh, they would be one of the top teams in the EDC.
I think so.
For sure. But I mean, it is what it is, and we always say that or whatever. But it's all about years and runs that you have. They have their group right now.
Yep.
That's really good.
Yep.
And there will be other teams that have their group that go on a 3 or a 4 year run or whatever it is, and you just got to kind of wait your turn, and hopefully when other teams have it, you're able to compete, and maybe you can knock them off when it really, really counts. So
there you go. All right, so there you go. That's Coach Watson. We'll have him tomorrow night on Three Borders Sports Network. You want to take a break before we get the Condell Innovation Play of the Week, or you want to go right to it?
Let's take a break, and then we can come back and we can have it, and then we can finish after.
Oh, by the way, you're going to get a Caribou coffee.
I'm glad I get one.
Yep. So
I mean,
that's
I'm just saying.
The Southern Valley Truck Stop out there to stop and see Emily and the girls.
I appreciate it. I have to get over there so I can have my coffee.
You got to do that.
Yes.
They treat you well.
I know they do.
All right. We'll be right back with the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week right after this.
There's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and it's brought to you by Red River Communications, Cable Channel 28. Giants Seeds and Snacks, our sponsor here, has been our sponsor on the Coaches Show since we began, so we want to thank them and all of our sponsors. Farmers Union Insurance, the commercial just went there. Kyle's been with us from the get-go as our scoreboard sponsor.
He's right next door.
Right next door to us.
Yep.
Right here. And so, yeah, we want to thank all of our sponsors and appreciate everything that everybody does. And hopefully 2025 will be another grand year for us, and more and more things here to come on Three Borders Sports Network. Also want to say congratulations to the Bison. Go Bison.
I see. Here we go.
No,
here
I
we
get
go.
that opportunity.
Here we
do
go. I just wanted to. I was wondering how long it was going to take before you said something.
Yeah.
So here's my question though: were you able to go home and watch the game without knowing the outcome?
I did not look at my phone once.
Really?
I looked for the Studio 22 design shout-outs that night at the game.
Yeah.
And everybody was very good about not telling me what was going on.
Did you ask people to do that?
I did not say anything, but I did ask certain people to not tell me what's going on.
Come on, kid.
I did. So I got home and I sat up till almost 1 o'clock in the morning to watch the game like it happened live.
I saw the score, and I was almost going to text you and say, hey, no, I would have done that.
Noel was calling the game with me, and he'd look at his phone every once in a while, and I'd just look at him, and he'd say, and that's all he'd do. He just nodded his head. So I told him I didn't want to know, but he just nodded his head.
Yeah, I know.
So it all worked out all good.
It's all right.
Congratulations.
I mean, hey, I'm from North Dakota, so I mean, I can't hate too much.
Right.
But I did go to the other school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to be careful what I say. I mean, it's hard for me to say, okay, then, whatever. But
well, we got a busy week rest of the week here. Again, we got 4 games coming up yet. We had 8 events this week, B-Dub, and we got 4 more coming here out of this 8. So
we're busy. I mean,
January
it's just
is crazy busy.
Yeah, it's
23 events for January.
It's a full schedule, and especially when you have a bunch of double headers in the same week. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on, but we got Noel helping us out. He's doing a great job. He's having fun.
Noel called the game last night. That went pretty good, huh?
That he's having fun. He works up a sweat over there. Yeah. I'm like, hey, yeah. And then we had the big boys sitting next to us.
Yeah.
And hey, we held our own. We like to say we held our own.
I think we
so.
did.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
I was happy with the number of views that I saw last night.
I thought it went really well. I mean, we don't know what they get.
No.
But for us, we kind of get same that we normally get. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I don't think they took viewers away from us. So we appreciate everybody out there.
Yeah, we have a pretty good fan base. We appreciate the people that tune in and watch. We appreciate our sponsors, and it's going well. So it's good.
Yep. So and the studio's coming along. We got the other 2, the back room, the storeroom's finished painting, and we're gonna set that up. And
when we get done, we'll have lifestyles of the. I don't want to say rich and famous because then Ralph will take off on that. But we'll have a tour. We'll have
an open house.
We'll have a Yo MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
How about that?
Go.
Huh?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I suppose it's about time for our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week.
Yeah, I think it is, dude.
Yeah.
And we're not going to come back after that. So.
Nope, we're not coming back after that. But we had a couple of highlights here. There were some things that happened in Breckenridge that I saw that Brian wasn't able to see, but
it's always hard.
It is hard, folks. I'll tell you what.
It's difficult because there are a lot of good. We cover 2 teams on a consistent basis, okay, and we try and pull plays from those 2 teams, or those 2 programs. I say 2 schools, but between boys, girls, both sides of the river. Got to include the other sports, wrestling. That we were going to do a wrestling match too. It's hard to pull one play and say, okay, this is the best one. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Jackson Riggs had a couple of phenomenal reverse layups the other night, and there was just some things that really, really were good. But you've got one that I'm
going to tell you right now, this one's pretty good.
All right.
I mean, this one's pretty good.
All right. So we're going to turn it over to a Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. They can help you make your products faster and better. Comdale Innovation Play of the Week, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And game time is 5:45.
No, it's 6. It's scheduled for 6 o'clock for the boys.
Okay.
And 7:30 for the girls. But there's no way either one of those are going to be right. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
So
we'll try. We'll stay with us, folks. We'll be on the air. And we'll have those games tomorrow night. Again, the boys take on Kindred first, and then the girls are in the primetime game. After that, then they take on Central Cass.
Yes.
And then Friday, we got a doubleheader in Breckenridge. And look for our website. Brian will have all the links up there
Already
on the website.
Already up.
And we'll go right to our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. Thanks for joining us, everybody. That's been the Coach's Show for tonight.
His three-point attempt is in and out, but Landon Ralph gets an offensive rebound. DeVries looking for help. He turns it over. Here goes Zemer. Steal it. No! Denied. Braden Stephens drops it against the backboard for a spectacular block from behind.
Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdaleInnovation.com. Comdale Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.